Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Journeys. I hope you're all enjoying the holiday season. It is December 2nd, 2021, and we're still going through all this horrible stuff on planet Earth. Hopefully, you are doing things every day to stay mindful and in the present moment and out of fear and create joy and happiness for yourself and doing lots of self-care so that you stay out of the fear, which drags you down and prevents your ascension. So I hope you're all doing stuff to really take care of yourself and nurture and love on yourself right now, and nurture and love on your friends and your family and your neighbors. Whatever it is that you can do to make things better on Earth, I hope you're doing that. So today I have this is just a quick video, a really short video. Normally I have these really long videos. Some of them go an hour or 2 hours when I'm interviewing people, but this is just a short video to talk to you about sort of a Harry Potter kind of theme. If any of you have seen the movie Harry Potter and any of the Harry Potters, you will know that Lord Voldemort, or he who shall not be named, splits himself up into, I think it's 12 Horcruxes. He hides them all over. So he splits his soul up into what are called fractals. They call them Horcruxes. These are actually called fractals. And today I'm going to talk to you about soul fractalization, how it affects you and impacts you, why it is important to know about this, and what you need to do about it. So let me see, where do I begin? I didn't script this out, so I have to kind of start at the beginning. So every single soul, and I talk about this in my book, Ascension 101, A Roadmap for Your Soul. I have a whole chapter all about you, like what you are, who you are, where you come from, all of that. I have that all in a chapter in my book, Ascension 101, A Roadmap for Your Soul. And I talk about in that book about what's called your higher self or your oversoul. Now, some people have an oversoul, okay, which is like the main portion of their soul. So let's say I, Kimberly, let's say I am the oversoul, and I take myself and I split myself off into little pieces and I put them into other people and other universes. So an oversoul is basically the main compartment of your soul. It's like the main part of you, like the head part of you. You can take your main soul and you can fragment or fractalize it into many, many pieces, and you can stick those fractals into other bodies on other planets and in other times, other places, and other dimensions. Okay. So I, as an oversoul, not me here in this Kimberly body, but my soul, the soul that resides in this body, the main part of it, it could be residing in heaven right now. It could be over in heaven, and it could take a portion of itself, stick it into other bodies and different planets all over the place, or maybe just one other. I can't remember who it was. Somebody on social media recently was talking about someone else who's a really known person on social media, who said that when they die, their soul will actually not go to heaven. It'll go back to their other body that they have waiting for them. So this gets really, really esoteric and really, really complicated. So basically, angels, archangels, many different people, even just spirits like myself, can literally split themselves up. And what you do is when you split yourself up, that fractal goes into a body. It has life experiences on that planet. And then when that body dies, that fractal goes back into the main, it joins up into the main soul again. And it brings with it all of the experiences, all of the knowledge, all of the information that came from that life, and it integrates it back into that main soul. The thing that people seem to not understand is that humans have not that big of a brain, and then the brain that we have, we only use maybe like a quarter of it at most. There's some people who barely even use that. There's some people who use hardly anything. You don't even know if they have brain cells. They're just not very smart. Then there's some people like your Teslas who use a lot more of their brain than other humans do. So because of that, it's really hard to wrap around the fact that as you have these experiences on Earth, you can take them and you can integrate them in with other experiences that your soul, your I am presence is having on other places. They can all be integrated back together, and you can remember all that and experience that and learn from it and grow from it as a soul. So another example is Archangel Uriel. Okay, Archangel Uriel, what I was told by my team was that a guy named DJ T, I'm not going to say his name on here because I don't want to get shut down on YouTube, somebody who we all know who lives in Florida now, he has a fractal of Archangel Uriel in him, which is why he glows kind of a goldeny orange color. People always call him Orange Man. It's not that he's orange, it's that he's carrying this fractal of Uriel in him, and Uriel is kind of glows this orangey yellow color. So it kind of radiates out. All right. So I was told that by my team back 2 years ago. They told me that. I carry a whole bunch of fractals in me of actually several people. Now, one body can actually carry several fractals. In fact, Yeshua, I recently found out, when he embodied in human form, he had 3 different soul fractals inside of him. He had 3 different souls sharing a body, basically. You can have multiple souls sharing a body, but you can also have fractals of someone that you can carry, or like an essence. So another example is that Yeshua told me that there's 190 people on earth who carry a small little fractal of his essence. It's like a small fractal of him. Okay, and these are all the people who were apostles and disciples of his when he walked the earth. So there's just 190, and a lot of people ask me when I do a private session, they say, am I a fractal of Yeshua, or do I have a fractal? It doesn't mean that you are him or that his soul is in your body. It's just a little piece of the essence of it, okay? So in my heart space, I carry little tiny fractal shards, just little small ones of 3 different beings, okay? One of those is Yeshua. One of them is Mary Magdalene, and the other one is Joan of Arc. And I have that Joan of Arc one in there because I have to have a warrior spirit. So there's thousands of people on earth right now that are carrying small fractals of Joan of Arc. Why? Because we are light warriors and we're fighting the darkness. And so in order to be a badass and to do that, you have to have a little shard of that superhuman, superheroic individual in you. There's also people who their entire soul is like a whole fractal, not just a tiny fractal, not like just a small fractal, but their entire body is carrying their entire soul, or consciousness is all just a fractal of a being. Another thing to understand and explain about fractals is there's a lot of us who, instead of astral traveling at night, we send a fractal of our consciousness out at night to go have experiences and learn information. That is a much safer way to do that, because when you astral travel, it means your entire soul, your consciousness, is completely leaving your body, and then demonic entities can take you over, which is super dangerous. So I do not do that anymore. I did it when I was young and stupid and didn't know any better. It was a very scary experience because I wound up in what's called the dark void. I actually left the planet Earth. I did it several times, wound up in the dark void, was scared out of my bejeebas, and flew back in, slammed into my body. My body leaped like 2-3 feet into the air when that happened. It was a pretty traumatic experience. I do not recommend astral travel. Now, what I do now is a little fractal of myself goes out, a fractal of my consciousness. It goes out and it goes into other places, other people, other time, whatever, so that I can gather information and bring it back here so that I can help all of you and so that I can ascend on my own journey. So any of you could be a fractal. Now, that doesn't mean every human on earth is a fractal. Not everybody is a Lord Voldemort who has Horcruxes all over the place. You know, we're not like that. Some of the people have fractals, and some of them are a fractal, and some of them aren't. Okay. In my case, I'm fully embodied in this body. My soul isn't split up and all over the universe right now. I don't have it all over. My whole consciousness and soul is right here. However, at night, I go out and send consciousness places, and I travel places. So that's when I do that. But I don't have an entire life I'm experiencing where a portion of me is experiencing that life on another planet. And when I die, my entire soul will basically go or cross over the bridge and go, to heaven and have my life review. And then I'll go on to my next adventure. Some of you are a fractal of someone, and you will leave here and that fractal will join up with your main soul. And then some of you, in the case of a certain person, I'm not saying her name because I don't know if she wants me to talk about this, but there's a certain person on YouTube who has a body waiting in stasis in like a pod somewhere on a spaceship, a Galactic Federation ship. And the body's like waiting, and the soul that was in that body came down here and incarnated into a body. And then when she leaves, instead of going to heaven, she's going to go finish off her existence or lifetime in that body on that space station that she's in. Because there are people who have bodies up on space stations and ships right now that are in pods and in stasis, and their soul is actually here on Earth. Some of them, the entire soul is here on Earth, and some of them have a fractal of their soul. I've even heard stories of clients and friends who their higher self is actually up on a ship right now, even commanding a ship, or they're a pilot of a ship, or they work on a ship, or they're on another planet. And they're, a portion of their consciousness is in a body here now. And so when they leave this lifetime, they will go and merge with that consciousness or body on that space station or planet or whatever. This is a thing. It's kind of bizarre, and it's kind of, anybody who isn't awake who would listen to this would think it's crazy, of course, because they don't believe in extraterrestrials. They don't believe in spirit. There's a lot of people who are total atheists who don't even believe you have a soul. They don't believe anything happens after you turn to dust. They believe you're ended when you turn to dust. I know lots of people like that, unfortunately. So for them, this would sound really crazy, but this is very esoteric and exopolitics kind of stuff that has to do with space and time and spirit. And your spirit is very complicated. So some of us on this earth are parts of a higher self. We have a higher self, and in some cases that higher self may be in heaven and may be located in heaven. And then you're just a fractal of that. And when you go, you'll merge back up with that, and all the information that you gathered from this lifetime will be joined up with that body and that consciousness in heaven. So this is an interesting thing, and I find it interesting that Hollywood kind of throws this stuff in our face, because all of these Illuminati people and all of these Masonic people who study all this esoteric stuff and use it against humanity to enslave everyone and to do dark magic with it, they know about all this. And a lot of the movies in Hollywood put this stuff right in your face, like The Matrix, and, even movies like The Terminator. They put this stuff in our faces, stuff that they know that they're trying to create like now, or they've already been creating, things they've already done to us. The zombie apocalypse has already been happening. Everyone's under a mind control spell who's not awake. That is the zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse isn't people coming back from the grave and eating each other's brains or whatever, eating each other. The zombie apocalypse is the truth and reality of what we've been stuck in for ever since they've had the technology that was given to them by the Greys and reptilians to mind control us, through the TV, through the radio, through TV commercials, through the internet, through video games. If you have kids who are video gamers, they're getting controlled through that. There's all kinds of messages in those games. So not all the video games are bad, by the way. I don't want to mouth off against all video games. Some of them are perfectly fine, but there's some that have been infiltrated. Which ones? I couldn't tell you because I don't want to have anything to do with that stuff. So don't ask me to tell you which games are infiltrated, because I know when I say these things, I immediately get 50 questions from people saying, is this bad? Is that bad? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you about that because I am so busy and so overwhelmed as it is with my life and everything that it's just another thing that I'm not going to look at that. But I will tell you that some of the games are bad. Some of them are good. You need to use a pendulum. If you haven't taken my pendulum class yet, it's $15. It's on my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. $15, and you can become your own psychic medium basically and answer questions using the pendulum. So if you were worried about a video game you were buying your kiddos for Christmas or a birthday or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever, Ramadan, you could take a pendulum and you can ask, is this video game infiltrated? Yes or no? And then you swing it, of course, whatever way it'll, your guides, your higher self will swing it a certain way. So you can ask these questions yourself. You don't really need me to answer them for you. And, my biggest job here on earth is actually training you all to get all the answers I get for yourselves. I'm not here to spoon feed all the answers to everybody. I'm here to empower you and lift you up and help you to become your own guru, which is GURU, your own psychic medium, so that you can go directly to source or to your guides and angels or to Christ or to Mary or to whoever it is you want to go to, the dragons, the fairies, whoever it is you want to go talk to. My job is to teach you how to become powerful enough to do that, how to get you to that point where you believe enough in yourself to unleash all of your special abilities, because every human on earth has the ability to be a psychic medium. It's just that they're blocked. They're blocked in their pineal with all the chemtrails and the fluoride and everything, which is why I have a pineal decalcification and activation protocol that I give people. And once people unblock that and they meditate every day and they connect every day and they pray every day accordingly, they're going to keep opening it up. And of course, as we ascend, you're going to keep raising your vibration and your third eye is going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to be able to see stuff and hear stuff and know stuff that you never knew before. So this is all coming for all of us. The psychics on this planet, we're not like special chosen people or anything. It's just that when I was born, I happened to use parts of my brain or parts of my consciousness that other people didn't. It doesn't make me better. It doesn't make me special. It just luck or whatever it is, genetics. I don't know. I mean, probably in my case, it's genetics. My mother was psychic. My grandma was psychic. My grandma's cousins were all psychic. My great-grandma was psychic. My great-great-grandma was psychic. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. So in my case, it might be genetics. But, it's one of those things where, like I said, I'm here to teach you how to be your own guru, how to be your own psychic. So if you want to know, if you're watching a specific movie and if that movie is broadcasting dark messages to mind control you, if you want to know, get out your pendulum. Say, is this movie broadcasting any nefarious information? Is this beneficial for me to watch this movie? Is it harmful for me to watch this movie? Is watching this movie going to put me under a dark mind spell? You can ask these questions yourself. Really important. So to kind of review the fractal stuff, just like the Horcruxes in Harry Potter with Lord Voldemort splitting himself up and hiding himself all over the place, you have the ability to do that. Your soul has the ability to do that. If you want to know if you've been doing that, you can either get a pendulum and ask the pendulum, am I a fractal? ask the question. Say, am I a fractal of another higher self, another being, another, oversoul? Yes or no? Get an answer. And if it says yes, say, how many fractals are there of my oversoul? And ask the question and find out. There's charts you can print out online for this. So that is what you can do to find out more. You may or may not be a fractal. And if you aren't, it doesn't really matter. If you are or not a fractal, it's not an important thing, okay? It's not going to make you any better than anyone or any more special than anyone. This doesn't impact your life in any way here on Earth, other than the information you learn here will go back up to your main oversoul, okay? So actually, getting that information isn't going to impact you either way. So you don't have to know if you are or not. It's not like an urgency. This video is just to explain what fractalization is, how we do it, why we do it, and just the general info about it so that you get a better grasp and understanding of the topic. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season wherever you are. Enjoy all of the beautiful things. If you have snow, enjoy the snow. Wherever you are, just enjoy your holiday season to the fullest, and stay in the present moment. Stay out of fear. Stay in a place of love and compassion and kindness and forgiveness for yourself and others, so that we can all ascend together and get out of this bad situation we're in right now. And just make sure that you're connecting with Source every day and praying. It's really important. Intercessory prayer and prayer are just the most important thing you can ever do. So I cannot urge you enough to pray for your needs, pray for all the children on this earth. If you go to my Facebook page or my Spiritual Growth Journeys group, I have a prayer for the children of Earth to protect them on there. It's really powerful and important. And I also have that same prayer on my YouTube here in the community. Please say that prayer with me. Say it out loud 3 times so that we can protect our kiddos from all of the terrible things they're trying to do to depopulate the children off of this world. They're trying to sterilize and depopulate the kids. So please help me pray for protection over them. And if you're interested in any of my classes, I have a meditation course coming up live December 12th on Sunday, December 12th, 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific. It will be recorded, so if you cannot join live, you can listen to the recording. You can find all of my classes. I have several on my website, which is spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. It's Spiritual Growth Journeys with an S, and that's also down in the description. I thank you all for joining me here today. Please share this, like my video, share it with people who you think may find it of value, and subscribe if you find value in my channel. And I love and appreciate all of you so much. Thank you for joining me here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.